3 years ago today, Vladimir Putin ordered a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Moskovsky Komsomolets describes this week as the decisive week for the special military operation. The real psychodrama of the week, starting the 24th of February, will be the visits to Washington of French President Macron and British Prime Minister Starmer, who are aiming to return Trump to the right path. Starmer's task is to drown Trump in an ocean of flattery and convince him that he, Trump, very much wants to adjust his trajectory on Ukraine closer to the previous policy. Looking further ahead, this military analyst tells the paper the Russian armed forces must be ready for any development in the medium term, including a possible military conflict with Nato in Europe in the next decade. Today's edition of Komsomolskaya Pravda describes dealing with America's president as poker with Donald. One political scientist says he thinks Trump is pushing Europe, first and foremost the Franco-British tandem, towards a military conflict with Russia. He, Trump, wants to show us, don't worry Russians, I won't defend Britain or France. Izvestia. This is the first time since the end of the Cold War that America has changed its tone and shown that it's ready for a business-like conversation with Russia. It's one of Moscow's most significant breakthroughs. Nezavissimaya Gazeta. Europe is failing to create a united front against Trump. Some EU states are ready to agree to the White House's demands. Meanwhile, reminders of Russia's economic problems. Moskovsky Komsomolets reports possible big increase in the price of bread from the 1st of March. Major producers of bread and flour products have informed stores that from the 1st of March the cost price of their goods will rise by 10 to 12%. Russia is the world's largest exporter of wheat, and yet bread, which is the staff of life, is constantly going up in price. Nezavissimaya Gazeta. You could say that the common denominator of last week's economic news was the accumulation of problems which are difficult to solve. The build-up of such problems in the energy sphere has forced the government to adjust tariffs for energy supply. The problems that have built up with the regulation of domestic fuel prices have forced an extension to the partial ban on petrol exports from Russia. The problems in the Russian pension system highlighted the prospect of a further worsening in conditions for the older generation. And problems that have built up with the country's defence capabilities forced the government to start budget payments to the population of Kursk region, part of which has been living under occupation for 7 months.